Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Now this, a very short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the game's first play. 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They run it again with Kamara. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. So this game here in London, the first of 5 games in the NFL International Series for 2022. We'll see the Giants and Packers here next week. Broncos and Jags at Wembley at the end of the month. The Seahawks and the Bucs, that'll be in November in Munich, Germany. First time a game's been held there. And then we wrap up down in Mexico City, November 21st. Cardinals and Niners from Estadio Azteca. He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs. The Saints at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the good start, but then 2 straight losses since.
And now you start to wonder about what this does for a team's morale, how it affects their psyche, because, let's face it, you work all summer pointing toward that opening game, you get the win, but then you don't carry it on from there. How will they bounce back from these losses and try and get right?
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Winston to give, it's Kamara. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of 1st downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So that one a disaster, a big loss there with 2nd down coming up. Jameis to throw it. Back to Kamara for another catch. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game. And you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. And gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
They find some open field here. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are on the board first here this afternoon. This is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They start the drive with Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Bond looks to throw. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 18 yards the gain for number 18. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a give running right, it's Cook. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Off the play fake, Mon. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 27-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. First down, here's the run with Cook. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 18 yards the gain for number 18. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one. They give to Ingram up the middle. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Ingram again. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
That solid gainer will put them on the doorstep of the end zone. More importantly, it gives them a fresh set of downs. Nice work right there.
Winston now. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. He'll take it across midfield and down to the 45. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cook up the gut. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Flush to his right. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. Here's Mon. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
So many times I advocate not challenging coverage downfield, but on this play, I thought he made an excellent decision to actually do so. If that had been complete, that would have been one for the highlight reel.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mon. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Mon throwing for it. It's complete. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw, Winston. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with career touchdown number 70. And the Saints are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. From the 10. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little... jab and get things going in their direction.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now Mon. Setting up the screen for Cook. The first down screen pass, good for 5. Working with 2nd and 5 now. From the gun, here's Mon. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
He talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Kamara up the middle. And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him now to this point. So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
And he will have a first down as they're into field goal range now at the 30. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Winston now to throw on first down. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Jameis now on first down. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Forced out to his left. It's caught by Mark Ingram. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just have receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air. Nice chunk of yardage there. And then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. The kick by Lutz is good, and they take a 17-14 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
They'll throw now on the final play. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, from the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take it.
Oh, what a juke into space. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Come on now, off of play action. And Cook has it left, and the ball is knocked out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find a good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Winston. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. from the 29. Mond. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. They'll try the middle with Cook. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Marcus Davenport there to take him down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards. Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
Third down from the gun, it's Mond. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here's Hardy set to return. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it will go as a 19-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Winston. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Up the middle, Ingram. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On third down, Winston. Hard throw, incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Mon going to throw it. Dancing to his left. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen, and if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder. Because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Touchdown, Saints. Adam Troutman from 19 yards away. And the Saints will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now
it's caught inside the 25. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 48 yards. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll look to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. A little extra pressure with this one for Greg Joseph. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And that is no good. He pulled it just a wee bit wide left. And they will not cut into that 10-point lead. And that one, just an absolute killer. A chance to get this back within one score.
All hope not gone yet. But at the same time, you're exactly right. They needed to get back.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And the Saints look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Mond's throw pulled in by Jefferson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he is going to lose yardage here. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. He'll drop to throw. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mond flushed out right. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. So they recover their own fumble. Now they face 3rd and short. They'll set up a throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints will take over here just shy of the 30. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way. As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Steps away to his left. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on to kick it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Here we go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Bradley Roby, the ex-Buckeye, with a corner blitz and the sack.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. And look at this starting field position. That'll be touchdown inside the 30-yard line. A first down throw for Winston. And he rifles it complete, caught by Landry. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Winston. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. 2nd down and goal. Winston. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. But probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. To throw again on 2nd down, Mond. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Looking to throw. They'll roll him out right. He's going to let it fly. And now here is another interception. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. They're looking to throw this. Winston. And this one's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
First down, Winston. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some...
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run it.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, we just saw something you don't ordinarily see, and that's him trying to deep ball after throwing a pick six on his previous pass. Normally, they give him something safe to get his confidence back. Instead, they let him fire it downfield, albeit unsuccessfully.
Winston here to throw. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Saints, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Vikings,